up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a recap of day one of the Pop Culture Power Show here in Houston, Texas. As you can see by my Monopoly board, or lack thereof, rather, that I am in Houston, Texas, or in a hotel room somewhere. And spoiler alert, it's in Houston, Texas, because I have been attending the Power Show. Now, if you saw my live on IG earlier today, you saw that I was perusing some of the local shops prior to the con's opening. But I did want to go live and let everybody know that there are tickets that are still available. So if you are in the greater Houston area, come one, come all over to Houston, Texas. This is 3/31, so April the 1st and the 2nd, it will be open. I will not be here the 2nd. I'm leaving after tomorrow. But yeah, so it be a fun time. Peruse the comics, talk to the peeps, and get the signatures and sketches. So it was actually a lot better first day than what I thought. So much so that I even did not have my art portfolio. Mr. Collector, what is going on? The best hair in the business. What is happening? His hair is just as dapper in person as it is on the YouTube live feed. I saw that guy. I saw Steven Seagal, a.k.a. Michael Pressis. I saw Carlos Collects. Edwin Price is going to be here tomorrow. I saw the man, the myth, the legend, at least in his own mind, Paul Comics as well. So go check out my IG if you have not, and you can see that I indeed met the legend. Also, Weapon X. Y'all saw that intro, and Weapon X is actually the one that did that for me several years ago. So saw him, and Teresa Newell. And so a lot of folks in the YouTube comic sphere, if you will. And so I just wanted to show off some of my goodies that I picked up today, and also shout out the Power Show. If you were in the Houston area, if you were thinking, should I go or should I not go? Make up your mind. Come tomorrow. It'll be another great day. So let me show off some of the goodies that I got. And look, it's a plethora. I don't know how to spell that, but it's a fancy word. A plethora of great stuff there. So I have been kind of eyeing these toys, wanted to get them on eBay, not get them on eBay. So there was this guy there that sold these to me loose. So this is the Kenner Superpowers figures from back in the day. We got Green Lantern, and he's got his little lantern right here. We got Aquaman and his little trident. Now, why Green Lantern and Aquaman? Not two characters that I'm terribly known for. But the deal is that back in the day, don't we all have a story about that? Back in the day, my great-grandmother bought me these two toys, which was kind of weird because I really didn't have a thing for either two toys, but it was the thought that counts, right? And so I took the Green Lantern to first grade. And so at first grade, this girl was flirting with me. She stole my toy. When it came back, the arm was missing. And as you can see, it's green, little. It was lost in the annals of time. And then the Aquaman eventually, so too. I think eventually I did pick up this Joker, had him in the PC, as it were, and somehow along the way it got lost, but decided to pick him back up. And so picked those up in a deal from one of the toy vendors. I keep telling myself that I have too many expensive hobbies, but I'm not listening to myself. That's the problem. So Angel Medina, who is probably best known for his Hulk work in the 90s and then also his Spawn work. So I'm not a Spawn collector, so you know the deal with the Hulk, right? So I was able to pick this up. We got Incredible Hulk 445. Got this copy signed by him up here. And there's actually a page of original art from this issue that I was I've seen it. It's on eBay right now. Of course, all the people that are out there go, over to eBay, let's check this out. The first page of this is available on eBay. And Angel had told me he's been sold all this stuff several years ago, but not the Crypt Keeper, but this one right here. So the first page right here is available on eBay. I thought about getting it. It's not too terribly of a price for a 90s front page like that. I might end up picking it up at some point. Incredible Hulk 444. So another part of Onslaught. I love me some Onslaught. Love me some Cable. So Storm, Cable, Hulk fighting it out. Got him to sign that. So that is pretty dope. And of course, Warlock and the Infinity Watch, another series that he is known for. Got him to sign the first issue of that. So he was pretty nice. Signed him for free, folks. Free. He does have art. He was doing sketches as well. So if you're looking for that, come check out the Power Show. Now, I do have some other stuff that Roy Thomas and Larry Hama, which are probably the two of the bigger they are two of the bigger con attendees for comics, are going to be there tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get in and get those done before I head out back home to Mississippi. But Randy Emberlin's there. So Randy Emberlin, what's going on? Kenneth Bird and Diego, what is going on? Appreciate y'all for joining. Be sure to smash that like button and all that kind of good stuff. But Randy Emberling, who is well known, probably best known for his inking work on Spider-Man. Papa Willie in the house. What's up, Pops? Picked up Web of Spider-Man 119 or 118. Already had this, but last year I got this signed by Stephen Butler, and I got this one signed today by Randy Emberling. So the writer was at a con I went to, Dallas Fan Expo last year, so I didn't get him to sign it, but hopefully I'll be able to get him to sign it. Be 3-time signed. And since I was seeing Randy Emberlin, this is Web of Scarlet Spider. So if you remember in the 90s when Ben Reilly took over, they kind of did like a 4-issue where Web of Spider-Man stopped and this one picked up, kind of like X-Men and Age of Apocalypse. This is kind of an homage to that where he drops the old costume in the dumpster deal, but and a newsstand. But Randy Emberlin signed that. Stephen Butler also did this cover. So Stephen Butler is a Mississippi guy, so he's usually around some of the Mississippi cons. I'll get him to sign that one. The Web of Spider-Man 119. This is the first meeting of Ben Reilly and Venom, and the second appearance of Scarlet Spider. And I got Stephen Butler to sign it last year. Got Randy to sign it today. And again, another newsie. Amazing Spider-Man 365, first appearance of the Spider-Man 2099. As you can see, it's got several signatures on here with the iconic hologram of Amazing Fantasy 15. I saw you at dinner last night. The picture. Oh, yeah. Yep. I was like, Papa, you were there? But yeah, Peter David signed it. Randy Emberlin signed it today. Already had these other ones. John Romita Jr., Mark Bagley, and then Matt Bagley's works for the company I work for, Mark Bagley, and Rick Leonardi, who all had something to do with this issue. And so got him to sign that. And this is, show this now. 2 pickups. I didn't think I was going to pick up anything comic-wise. What's going on, Captain Beardo? Didn't think I was going to pick up anything comic-wise, but did manage to snag a couple of things. So Star Wars Shattered Empire, the Wicket photo cover. So last week I was supposed to have been in Lexington Con, and had I been there, I was needing something to get signed by Warwick Davis, who plays Wicket, Willow, and among other things, size related. But anyways, this was one, man, I wish I had this comic. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and pick this up. That way in the future, should I get to a show where he's going to be at, I can already have the book ready to sign. And then also picked up Clone Wars Adventures, the free comic book day, which is the first appearance of General Grievous and the first cover appearance of Barriss Offee, so who is rumored to be in the new Ahsoka series. But anyway, yeah, free comic book day 2004. And so decided to pick that up. I think I'm going to get Matt Woods, who did General Grievous's voice, to maybe sign it down here where the store stamp would have been. And maybe get that slab to go behind my General Grievous figure. Then I picked up Turok #1. That's right. Turok, the Son of Stone, that is. And this is the Lebanese version. Found one of the vendors there. And so that was the great thing about the PowerCon was the plethora. There's an expensive $5 word again. Plethora of different dealers there, even a dealer that deals in Valiant, which I'll talk about in a minute, and a dealer that deals in foreign comics. So I was able to pick this up from him, Turok Son of Stone #1, the Lebanese version. And then he had a couple of other ones, but I hadn't spent so much other money on stuff I'm going to show you in a minute. I was like, let me just get this one because this was the earlier one. So this is Turok Son of Stone #6. So this is a 10 center. And this is when Dale was still doing the Turok Sons of Stone. These are the Dale ones are harder to find. Mr. Garrow, what's going on, man? Come on down from Dallas. Come on down to Houston. Come to Power Show tomorrow. You don't even go to cons. Don't even go to cons. Sad. So did you see the General Grievous? Did you feel it in the force that I was showing Star Wars books? Is that what alerted you? But yeah, so pick those up from a guy doing the foreign deals. And then Andrew Wildman was there. So Andrew Wildman is probably best known. He did a lot of stuff for G.I. Joe, the later issues of G.I. Joe and Transformers back in the early 90s. And then also X-Men Adventures. And so had to get something along those lines. Transformers 80. And so for those of you who know, you know that this was supposed to be a mini series, and it kept saying the 4-issue mini series, and then it printed issue 5, and they dropped this little disclaimer. So when they came around to finally canceling the series at issue 80, it was number 80 in a 4-issue mini series. So it's kind of a joke at themselves. But yeah, he did the art. So there is his signature right there. And of course, he is British, and he and his wife talk that way. And I was like, hey, I want to hear y'all talk instead of you hearing me talk. I don't have an accent. Also, you remember getting these with your personal pan pizza back in the day? I actually took this out of the poly bag to get him to sign this. Now, there were 4 of these that Pizza Hut did. He only did this one, I believe. But I took this one out of the poly bag so he could sign it because it had Rogue and Gambit on it. X-Men Adventures #1, of course. The inaugural issue of the television series. And again, for those of you who know, you know. But of course, Morph dies in the first episode of the TV series, but it doesn't actually happen until the 2nd issue of the comic series. So the 2nd issue of the comic series, right there. Now, let me show you this right here. Show it to you live, folks. Right here, bringing the heat. Of course, kind of alludes to it right there. The first page of that issue. And as he was having visions of this happening, that's not when it happened. So turn several pages and you will see it. Okay. So this is when Morph actually dies. Okay. Sentinel shoots him. Remember this. He actually in the deal pushes Wolverine out of the way and takes the blast. Wolverine, of course, took it. But nevertheless, Morph dies. Later on comes back. Spoiler. But yeah, so that's when everybody goes to retreat. I don't remember if this happened in the comic, the cartoon rather, but I do know that in the comic here, Beast and Jubilee are captured. And so here's this scene right here. And the government agent who is talking to Beast. Now, if you excuse me, I've got a corpse to attend to. Of course, he's talking about Morph. Morph, what a brave and final act you had, lad. We all leave the scene so heroically. Don't move, you're sustained injured. So this is Beast remembering Morph's death. And in here, Morph morphs one more time to Beast before he dies, and Beast kind of remembers that. Las Cruces, what's going on? So there is the lead up to the original art page. So I've been wanting an Andrew Wildman piece, and so he actually had this one there. He thought he had done got rid of it. So this is Beast remembering Morph's death, and Morph changes. So it's pretty awesome. Got him to sign it down here as well. The one time I leave my art pad folio, I pick up art. Any other time, there wouldn't be no art there, of course. That's how it works. So I was able to pick that up. Now, there was another one that he had. I was surprised that one was as inexpensive as he did sell it for. What's up, Signature King Tony? You must have sensed through the force that I was showing some signature books. So also got him to sign X-Men Adventures number 10. This is the story, for those of you remember, that they put out that you could be normal, Rogue wants to be normal, and of course it's Apocalypse putting mutants under his servitude. And the reason why I got this, aside from the Rogue cover, is there is a seller that is trying to sell a art page of this that I've been thinking on. It's a really good scene, which I'll show you in a minute. So I brought this book to get signed by him. He also had this page right here, which was more expensive than the other one, but it is a good, almost full splash of Angel. It also does have Cable on there. So I had thought about getting that, but I've done spent a lot of money. So I don't know if I'll get that, but so that was pretty cool. But there is another scene in this book that right here. This is the art page, the page for this page right here that I've been thinking about getting. Mystique's talking to Apocalypse, and then Rogue being all sad. I just want to be held, to be someone special to someone, to be a woman. How you like that Southern accent there? But yeah, so Andrew Wildman, pretty cool. And that is not all, folks. That is not all. Oh, that is not all. Here we go. Andrew Wildman Transformers sketchbook. So if you are a child of the 80s, this just breathes nostalgia to you because it's every Transformer, Autobot, and Decepticon that you could think of. And so throughout this, probably rethinking movie scenes, depending on which ones they are. Quintessons are in there. Swoop, Starscream, all the various Autobots. And so got him to do that. And, of course, got him to sign that as well. Captain Comics. Happy birthday, Captain Comics. Thank you for joining us. So picked up that. Also got from him, as if that wasn't enough. I'm not a big fan of prints, just because it's just something else to take up space. And I'm kind of doing the original art thing. But when I seen this was so epic, I couldn't pass it up. And it is a limited print. It's number 154 of 200, and it's called Lighting the Darkest Hour. Of course, that's the thing from Optimus Prime, Light our Darkest Hour. And I hope to one day get Peter Cullen to sign this. Of course, the voice of Unicron, Orson Welles, is long dead, but the voice of Grimlock is also going to be at PowerCon tomorrow, so I plan to get him to sign this. And I'll have to look up who the voices of Kip and some of these other guys are, but just definitely an epic print. Again, the other problem with this one is that you have to roll it up. You can't just put it in an art portfolio. But anyway, so cool, so epic of a scene. I decided to pick it up. Then let's show. Oh, there it is. I was like, I thought I'd left it behind. I'm glad I did. Did pick up these comics too. So I only need 2 now Transformers books from the original Marvel run to have a set. We got Transformers 72. We got Transformers 53, which is a Jim Lee cover. He did 2 issues in that run, 2 covers in that run. Issue 50 and issue 58. So yeah, I only need 2 more Transformers issues to have the entire Marvel run. Also met up with Miss Jen from Space Cadets. So if you are familiar with Houston and are in the area, there is their address right there. Next time I'm in Houston, I'm going to have to go check them out. But she was running one of the booths, and if you recognize the name, there she is right there. No, Captain Comics does that. We tell each other it's happy birthday, so it's kind of a thing. But what's going on, T. Ravis? How are things up in your neck of the woods? But so she has the store, and you might recognize her face from the Experience channel. Nick Barucci does his shows, the owner of Dynamite Comics, and then she'll do shows on there as well. And so I said, this might seem weird to you, but I think you're on YouTube. And she said, yeah. And so I said, also, another weird question. Several months ago, you put a book up for sale and I didn't buy it. Do you still have it? Well, come to find out, she's a Valiant fan. I know there's at least two of us now. So we sat there and talked for Valiant for a while. She gave me a deal on some Valiant books. They were actually at the shop, not at the con, but I was able to go ahead and pay her for it, and she's going to be mailing them to me. So one of the books actually is the leather-bound cover of Exo Unconquered, among other things. They also have a store exclusive for this new one. One issue is not enough to write home to mom about, but after Dennis Hopeless Haslam's run and take on Exo Manowar, basically making him a booster gold, then this was a breath of fresh air. So Liam Sharp's art is definitely an added plus for all of this. Just epic deal. So I was very impressed. Maybe my expectations were very high, but I was very impressed. So check it out if you'd like. And so I was able to get one of those 250 ratios from her, among some other stuff. And I got the Bloodshot metal cover that Miko did several years ago, which was the cover that she had showed prior on a show and I had not picked up. Also got, because this Autobots tumbler, it shows power culture or pop culture power show. I'll get it out in a minute. So I got the Autobots, and so it's got the little tumbler, comes with a little straw, but not to let the Decepticons feel left out. And probably I'm going to use this one more since I'm a coffee drinker. But this one has the Decepticons, and it also has the Autobots. So either way, so there you go. So that was pretty cool. So I've been in a Transformers vibe all day. So talking about Transformers, like, daggum, how much Transformers you do? So this is one of the prints. Again, I'm not a big Transformers fan, but the voice of Destro and Devastator are the same person. So they're going to be there at the Power Show. And so I got this one. This is, of course, the scene where he's breaking into the deal. This is from the movie. So I'm going to get him to sign this for me. Randy Emberlin, if you got like 5 books signed, he gave you a free signed print. So I decided to get the Scarlet Spider, Amazing Spider-Man signed by him. So I thought you said you don't like prints. And I got this. So this is an unknown artist. Well, let me show you this. So I got the this cable cover signed to 18. So this is an homage to Aliens. Got this cover signed by the cover artist right there. And so beside his table was this guy, and this guy actually had a stroke, and the way he was rehabilitating himself was learning to draw, and he drew this right here. So check this out. Is this not an epic Unicron or what? It's 2 of the Bristol Artboard pages put together. Look at all the detail on that. Look at all the detail on Unicron. Just epic. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be able to frame this and hang this up, especially with the fact I have that other print that I showed you earlier. What's up, dude? Ryan, long time no see. You're in Texas, aren't you? You close to Houston? I can't remember. But yeah, so this is uh, definitely was dope. And what he sold it for, I was like, he said, make me an offer. I was like, and I'm no good at this. Just tell me what you want. I'll tell you yay or nay. He told me, I was like, yeah. I'm like, man, that's really, really reasonable. He had one for Silverhawks. So it was 4 of those boards. So they had all the various Silverhawks on there, and it was a 4 connecting cover. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And the price he had on it was real reasonable, but I'm like, yeah, I think I need to stop because I've already spent enough between today and there. South Georgia. Why was I thinking you were in Texas? I don't know. I've slept since then. So sorry about that. So Larry Hama and um, uh, Roy Thomas are going to be at the Power Show tomorrow. Roy Thomas is also supposed to be at Huntsville Comic Con in next month. So if I get too pushed for time, because I've got a certain time I've got to leave tomorrow. So if I get pushed for too much for time, I'm just going to not get Roy Thomas to sign, knowing that I should be able to get him to sign next month. And I've got a bunch of other stuff already signed by him. So one of the things I like to do with creators is books that they don't see very often. And one way to do that is to have the variants. So Marvel Premiere was the first appearance of Iron Fist. I have my English copy of that. So we got the Spanish, we got the Italian. I think that's the, and then we've got, I think this is the Dutch or Netherlands, whatever. So, yeah. So I'm going to get the 3 foreigners signed for the first appearance of Iron Fist. He also wrote Star Wars #1. I mean, if you're talking about Roy Thomas, there's just so much he done with, especially with Marvel, for you to take your pick with. Marvel Premiere #19. I'm also going to get him to sign this. I think he was editor. No, Larry Hama wrote this thing. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Be sure to smash that like button. Yeah, Larry Hama was the artist on this, and Roy Thomas was the editor, so I can get both of them to sign it. So, of course, for those of you who know, you know why you have this book right here. And as much as it is an early Iron Fist appearance, the bigger thing with this book is an ad that is in this book. When I can find it. There we go. There's the ad. It's an ad for the Diddley Wolverine for Hulk 181. So there are 3 books that have this ad, and this is one of them. So I'm going to try to get both of them to sign that. And talking about one of the 3 books, the other book, one of the other books is The Mighty Thor 229, in which case Roy was the editor at this time. Not too big of a fan, just being an editor, but he's so instrumental too. Ron Wilson, I believe, did the cover. Yeah, so Ron Wilson did the cover. Jerry Conway wrote it, and so I've already got 2 signed. So I say we move the 3rd one signed with Roy Thomas. Then we've got Star Wars #1. Here's one foreign variant of Star Wars #1. Here is another one. So again, the cool thing, they have like a reimagined covers sometimes with these foreigns. So that's pretty cool. And then Epic Avengers 100, Barry Windsor Smith goodness throughout. And of course, Roy Thomas actually wrote this issue, but Avengers issue #100. Now, Wolverine 100. So this is ones I plan to get Larry Hama to sign. Wolverine 100, both the hologram and the non-hologram newsstand. I've already got these signed by John Dell. At some point, I'll get Adam Kubert to sign it as well. So hoping to get Larry Hama to sign that. Larry Hama to sign this G.I. Joe #1, which he wrote. If you notice, I actually got this, I think, in a Foo mystery box, but it was already remarked Cobra, and by Stuart Sager, who done the cover. So already got one signature. Get Larry Hama to add his John Hancock to that. Here's another version of Star Wars #1. And that is going to be about it. What did I do with that other? As if that wasn't enough. So yeah, it was definitely a good day at the power show. It was brisk as far as the traffic. It was brisk, but it wasn't like jam packed. Fridays are usually not the busiest days, obviously, though. Saturday is usually busier. So hopefully it will be extremely busy tomorrow for Strictly Comics, who's kind of heading this up. And the rest of the people that I mentioned earlier that are volunteering. Shelby Comics was there as well. Mr. Edwin Price, aka Mr. Jackal, is going to be coming in tomorrow. So that's going to be cool to meet him. Got a couple books I'm picking up from him that I purchased that he brought along with him. So yeah, I mean, if you've seen my Instagram pictures, you've seen me. I went out to eat with several of them last night, and so that's kind of been the as big of a thing as everything else. And having the creators and stuff within driving distance, 7 hours for me, but driving distance is definitely an added plus. I know there are a couple of big cons going on. I'd actually thought about attending MegaCon. Was going to make it a kind of a family vacation at the same time. That didn't work out with some of the events of this week. With some of the events of this week, health wise, it's probably best that it didn't work out. But C2E2 is also a huge con that I'd love to get to one day. It's going on this week. So there's definitely some big cons going on. Dude Ryan says, I bought some books from Shelby on a Whatnot a few weeks back. Awesome. Hopefully they've already come in. Shelby gets his stuff out fast usually. And especially on Whatnot, they like you to mail them within a certain amount of time. But yeah, it was definitely a good day on the auction scene. So if you're again in the area, come check it out and have yourself some fun, say hello, and all that kind of good stuff. And hopefully everybody is doing well out there. Let me give you a couple of coupons if you're not familiar with the channel, or if you are and you just haven't used them yet or haven't thought to use them. If you need supplies, visit bcwsupplies.com. Use the coupon code SCG at checkout. Save yourself 10% on your order. I think if you order over 100, you'll actually get free shipping as well. So those are supplies for comics, for records, for coins, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just comics. Then if you want some great coffee to go with your comics, go to comicsoncoffee.com. The link is in the description of this video as well. And you can use the coupon code SCG to save yourself 15% on your order there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, MegaCon. Yeah. So like I mentioned with MegaCon, yeah, I was thinking about going there. And I don't know. I like the idea of having all the creators there. There's some creators, they're only going to go to the big cons because they're either too busy to go to little ones, or they live far off and then they only want to have limited travel. But I don't know, maybe MegaCon or C2E2 is probably going to be like informational overload to me, because there's a lot of people like we met up here, a lot of people like that in those areas as well. And then on top of that, all those creators that I'm going to be wanting to get signatures from and art from and all the other kind of stuff. I might have to take a second mortgage on my house or something like that to pay for a trip to MegaCon. It might be informational overload. It'll be like, but yeah, it's going on right now too. So yeah, that's two huge cons. There's actually a small con closer to home to me down around New Orleans that is going on this week. The voice of Grievous is going to be there. A couple other people. Not nothing too terribly big, but if I wasn't doing anything, I'd probably go to that one. But since I came here, it's not a deal. But yeah, check those places out. Use the coupon code SCG to save yourself some money on your order. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, stay safe out there. Keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.